And we are live, I think. Are we? Or is it paused? Seems to have paused on my end. Oh no, it's catching up now. There we go. Right, so this evening's podcast on my mind because I've been listening to him all day. This evening's live stream is going to be short. I have about 30 minutes to spare before I have to leave the office. I've got to take somebody somewhere, so this is going to be a short one. But there are a couple of things that I wanted to address. So, the first one being how stupid this thing is. This is the Flex Mini from UniFi. What a pain this thing can be to adopt. Unless your controller's on the local area network, you're going to struggle to adopt it. The way I had to do it to import into our cloud controller was to adopt it to a local one, then export it. And I've done a video on that, so if you ever find yourself struggling with one of these, be aware you might have problems if you're trying to adopt it on site. So you need a local controller. So I've done a video on that. Feel free to take a look. Speaking of videos, so like I say, this one's going to be short because I only have a few minutes to spare, so I need to get out of the office by 6:30. Excuse me. What else did I want to bring up? Yeah, so I didn't want to. I know it's only a 30-minute stream, and I'm not expecting many people to jump on because it wasn't advertised. I didn't think I was going to be doing it, in all fairness. But I didn't want to let people down. I said I'd do these every week at 7:30. This one every Wednesday at 7:30. So I figured an hour and a half early is better than not at all. I promised to do them, so yeah, I'm here to do them. Second thing, in fact, I'm going to start bringing up a couple of news points when I do these, I think. It always takes people a while to show up. Nobody will probably show up for this one anyway. Until they get more popular and people start turning up. I don't really have any questions and things to answer. So, yeah, we're sporting the new Black Hills t-shirt. So thanks to the guys over at Black Hills Information Security for getting these across to me. Much appreciated. Right, let me switch over to this. So, I've highlighted these. So I've highlighted a couple of things that I wanted to pick up on. The most important one still, I did a live stream 2 or 3 weeks ago now about the importance of patching ScreenConnect. And this is still in the news. Let me make this look a bit bigger so you can see it. So, ConnectWise exploit could spur ransomware free-for-all, experts warn. That's come from a comment that Kyle made from Huntress. I can't sugarcoat this enough. Huntress CEO Kyle said. So ScreenConnect is used by IT people all over the world to remotely access systems. The patch that came out is a CVSS score of 10. That's about as bad as it gets. It's just as much as accessing a URL. You can go to /setup wizard. If you've not running at least 23.9.8, it'll give you the setup wizard, even though the system's already been set up and you can do it again. So, about 3,800 ScreenConnect instances vulnerable to this latest as of Wednesday morning. So an estimated 93% of all detected instances began seeing exploit requests. So yeah, there's lots of them on Sheridan. Some of them are honeypots, but there's lots that are not. I've literally just checked this, and there's like IT providers that you can obviously see that are running ScreenConnect instances. If you're an IT provider and you're running ScreenConnect instances and you haven't patched them by now, that's just sheer negligence and yeah, you shouldn't be doing this type of stuff if you've still not patched it by now. It's as bad as it gets. So I wanted to bring that up. I know I've mentioned it every week since I first mentioned it, but patch them. If you have patched to 23.9.8, there are updates out now to 23.9.10, I think, is the latest version of ScreenConnect. We can go ahead and check that. So, ScreenConnect.com, process download. Um, 23.9.10.887 is the current release version. So even if you've patched to 23.9.8, update to 23.9.10. In fact, I think that update, if we check on the release notes, where's the release notes? If you check on that update, I think that allows anyone that is running older versions of ScreenConnect, so 21 point whatever, if you update to 23.9.10, it fixes the license so that you don't need a current version of a current active ScreenConnect license to update to the latest version. So you've absolutely zero excuses not to have this patched. It's absolutely scary to see the amount of servers that are on Sheridan that are not patched. So if you're running an unpatched version and you get breached, so do all your customers. I know I keep beating that same drum, but how many times do you have to say things over and over again before people actually pay attention? So a couple of other things that I wanted to bring up. Let me make this full screen. Microsoft's AI Copilot for security launches next month. Now, the launch date's the 1st of April, so I thought this was an April Fool's joke at first. So Microsoft is launching its Copilot for security next month, bringing its generative AI chatbot to the cybersecurity space. Where's the bit that I'm interested in? So Copilot for security is designed for cybersecurity professionals to help them protect against threats, but it won't be a one-off monthly charge like Copilot for Microsoft 365. That's a $300 annual commitment, by the way. It's not a monthly thing. Instead of Microsoft will be charging businesses £4 per hour for the usage of part of its consumption. It'd be interesting to see who takes that up and what the $4 per hour of usage. Did I say pound then? So it's still like £3.20 or something per hour for usage. So depending on how much use you get, that could be a really expensive. Let me just have some of this coffee. Man, I need that coffee for so long. Yeah, so that could get really expensive. Really not sure what's going on with Microsoft and the prices at the moment. The prices are just going through the roof on everything with what they're doing. Which, yeah, everybody wants to move everything to the cloud. I think I keep getting classed as one of these dinosaur IT guys because they don't want to put absolutely everything into the cloud. We'll take a look why in a minute. So, yeah, $4 an hour if you want to use the Copilot for security. I've not had a look at it. I'll try and have a look at this over the next week or two and do a demo of it and see what it's about. I'm also going to be doing a demo on Copilot for 365 and what that's about, what benefits you get from it for the price. Excuse me. Yeah, so we'll be taking a look at that. Let me just jump back onto here. So there's a PlayStation 5 system update out. Sony's rolling out a new PlayStation 5 system update that makes your controller sound better, your screen sharing more immersive, and your power indicator adjustable. It's a system update 9, entered beta over a month ago, and is in the public software pushed to PlayStation 5 owners on Wednesday. It's a system software 24.02. 900 is the one that you want to look out for. So if you've got a PlayStation 5, am I really doing console news? Yeah, so if you've got a PlayStation 5, there's updates available if you've not done them since Wednesday. That could be worth you doing. Let me go back to this. Another one. We're moving everything to the cloud. Everybody becomes a target. So the cloud's somebody else's computer, not computers. And then you start relying on other people's security teams to be better than your own, if you have them. So chat extensions could be exploited to steal data. API security professionals over at Salty Security have released new threat research from Salt Labs highlighting critical security flaws within the ChatGPT plugins. So if you use ChatGPT, if you're using the paid model, I don't know if the free version supports it, but the paid model definitely there's plenty of extra plugins that do all sorts of daft things that can sniff your data basically. So the reason I was bringing this up is I've been looking at private GPT. I've installed it twice. It's not been the fastest in the world. I can try it on better hardware, so I wanted to order some better hardware in to see how it actually runs. Now you can upload your own documents to private GPT and then query those documents through the large language model by typing in and querying it. I've done this twice already on Proxmox, once on Proxmox, once on XCPNG in virtual machines. I'm going to cover the full video on how to do the install. If you're using things like ChatGPT for analysing documents, use your own. It's not hard to set up. There's full instructions on GitHub for that. What are we on? Sorry, I'm just conscious of the time. Google Gemini. So Google Gemini, I can't open that because it's Pakistan security. Ignore that. Where was it? This one. Google Gemini, content manipulation vulnerabilities found. This is what happens. AI is brand new and everybody's, let's dance all over it. In all fairness, I think the last video, it was the last one that I did, covered the Microsoft Copilot mobile app. It was more of a novelty thing than anything. I'm not sure how many people was aware that it's there. It's useful depending on how you use it and what you type into it. Anything that's cloud connected, you really shouldn't be typing or uploading any personal information or sensitive information, I should say, unless the company that you're dealing with has gone through a full security audit. Even then. So we use 365 for various aspects. I have to support customers using it. So we don't store any sensitive data on Microsoft servers whatsoever. That brings me back to the whole Microsoft pricing. I'm going to cover Microsoft backup. So with everybody saying Office 365 is backed up by Microsoft and you don't need backup, now everyone's kind of eating the words when Microsoft have released their own backup service and it's quite expensive to run as well. And I've seen people saying it's stupid to use Microsoft's own backup servers. I mean, it's not. It's probably not the best option. But there are other options available. I'm assuming the prices will come down, but it's Microsoft servers. If Microsoft goes down, will you lose access to your backups? I mean, Microsoft has a lot of data centers, so possibly not. It's more services and things that affect Microsoft. And we're kind of lucky being in the UK because most of the outages are in the US because most people that work at Microsoft that play with things are obviously US time zone. I'll be covering the Microsoft backup as well. We're going to do a full series on Windows and Microsoft 365. I'm going to start covering the lot. I can't not cover Microsoft products just because I'm not necessarily a Microsoft biggest fan. YouTube. So if you're watching things on YouTube's especially for newer creators. So I've been doing this just a couple of years, actually 2019, nearly 5. So So I've been doing this a few years, and I'm just getting used to how it all works. Everybody tries to sell you stuff when you're doing channels, and there's a million different things you subscribe to. It's just ridiculous trying to run a YouTube channel by the amount of people approaching you left, right, and centre. Even people like trying to send you stupid items out to review that, one, won't fit in with my channel. Two, I've never used them anyway. And I'm not going to learn to do it. So someone's like, yeah, we can send you some free stuff over that's about 30 quid to buy. And they want me to learn how to use it and then review it for the free item that's 30 quid when my hourly rate is like more than double that. So yeah, YouTube's reviving the way its live shows work, and it's trying to push more content towards large screen TVs, because a recent study shows that even with YouTube Shorts, I'm not a fan of them. You've got to get used to them, I suppose. I get a lot of dislikes and things on the Shorts because it's geeky IT related things that IT's boring. So yeah, YouTube's doing a complete redesign to make it easier to watch things on your TV. How people watch Shorts on a 48-inch, 50-inch, even 32-inch TV is just kind of weird. So they're trying to fix all that. Let me get back to collapse this bit. Was there anything else that I really wanted to mention on here? So we mentioned Google Bard stroke Gemini. Yeah, QNAP devices. You know, as I'm doing these live streams, I'm just going to cover critical vulnerabilities and things that people need to patch just straight out of the box. Even if it's only 5 minutes, if it's 1 minute, even 30 seconds, if it's just one vulnerability, if it takes me half an hour or an hour, I'm going to start covering them because people are really terrible at patching software. This is a packet storm security one, so I'm not going to be able to open that. In there. Get off. So, QNAP Systems over the weekend announced patches for multiple vulnerabilities in its products. So this is like, no, whoa, stop using QNAP's products. It's like, QNAP products. They've released the patches. As soon as they release the patches and that information, like, bad people start abusing that. Simple search on Sheridan will find you vulnerable endpoints. It's game over. You should be subscribed to whatever software you're using, whatever vendors you're using. You should be subscribed to their email alerts, RSS feeds, whatever it is that you're using. If you're using somebody's software, just keep an eye out for patches and patch it. Talk about patching things. The customer that reached out to me is using it's not RMM, it's more of like patch management software for Windows called Action One. I might take a look at that. It's interesting. It's free if you've got like up to 100 endpoints. Then the pricing that I've tried to get, it varies from between like $1 to $3 for what the actual pricing is on that. This coffee's going down well. Ultimate member plugin. Let me just close some of these million tabs that I've got open. Again, if you're running WordPress, update your software. You can't just install WordPress, and it's not like a set it and forget thing. So WordPress started off as a blog. A lot of people are using it for designing websites. Even a lot of people that don't know how to design websites properly use WordPress. Buy a template, sell it to people. Once they've sold it, they're really not asked that once they've sold it and they've got the money off you. Somebody needs to look after that and monitor it. Update the WordPress itself, update the plugins. Install WordFence on it. So it's WordFence actually that's picked up on this. So install WordFence, install multi-factor authentication on it. Make sure WordPress is patched. Make sure your plugins are patched. make sure it's running on a current version of PHP. Just make sure PHP is up to date. Make sure your web servers are up to date. Everybody getting hacked, and it hacks me off at times because it's just, there's absolutely no need for it. It's just people being stupid why people keep getting hacked. It's rare that a 0 day is not a 0 day, like 90 days later. At that point, it's a 90 day. So people are still getting hit by 0 day bugs even though they come out 90 days later. I'm going to wrap this up quickly because I'm running out of time. So we've covered critical vulnerability for QNAP, ultimate member WordPress. Just, I could go on about WordPress all day long because I come across a lot of people that win based on price because they're running WordPress or the jobs that I quote for, and then the sites end up getting hacked anyway, and I always get the phone call to fix that crap. There's a vulnerability in TeamCity from JetBrains. An exploitation started immediately after. If you run in TeamCity, TeamCity's what do you call it? I can't think of the word. It's version control. Sorry. If you're running it, patch it. In fact, is it? I'm not sure if it's a hosted version. I'm not looking into it. I'm not that bothered. Yeah, it is. So patch it. Same as anything else. I literally could have covered this whole video in 2 minutes. Saying, if you're installing software yourself, that's not the be all and end all. Patch it. We'll just see how many times I can say patch it in this video. So the last thing that I wanted to touch up on is VMware sandbox escape. So you can break out of the VMware sandboxes. So if you've got a virtual machine on VMware, you can break out of them. And they've actually, I mean, I'm impressed that they've released patches for end-of-life products now. I thought they would have just gone, meh. But yeah, with that, if you're running VMware prices are going through the roof as well. And they just keep putting them up. That's annoyed a lot of people. If you're looking for alternatives, I've done some videos on Proxmox. I've covered XCPNG quite a while ago, but I'll cover XCPNG again, and I might do a comparison between XCPNG, Proxmox, and whether they're viable options to move away from VMware. We've run VMware. We moved everything to XCPNG, so yeah, it's absolutely possible. In fact, I know. So Tom Lawrence uses XCPNG. He's done a lot of videos that have covered it, jumping on the VMware and 09 everybody bandwagon, which is quite right. So he's done a few videos saying, can you move from from VMware to XCPNG? And he seems to have come up with the same opinion that you can. So I'm going to cover XCPNG a bit more. Zen Orchestra's changed quite a bit. So we do have a basic license for it, but also for the support purposes, but I also use the compile yourself source version, which gives you full control. But yeah, so with that, I am about done. Let me transition this across. I'll check the sound on this afterwards. I can't even remember if I was using this mic last time. Trying to get microphones and get the sound right is just an absolute pain. My room's not the quietest either. I've mentioned this before, being sat next to servers and things, so let me transition this. Okay, so we're back on. So we had nobody join in. We had nobody asking any questions, so I'll just keep myself entertained for half an hour. So like I say, I'll start covering security news on a weekly basis. If nothing else, at least I'll do it at the beginning and get it out of the way as quickly as I can. That way, if people just want to tune in for the latest security updates, yeah, feel free. I monitor RSS feeds. I get email alerts from anything we use. I also, listen to various podcasts, such as Black Hills talking about the news. So I'll have to give them a shout out again because their podcast is really good. And they cover recent breaches and things, security now. There's a lot of podcasts. I listen to them, so I'll start covering the basics as I hear them. I've just had a missed call of somebody, so it's my wife. So with that, I'll be back next week, 7:30.